Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Welcome back to Geeks Watch. Specifically, Arcane Season 2, Episode 7, titled Pretend Like It's the First Time. This is a bit of backstory. We're jumping back. In the last episode, Jinx appears after being missing. Not Jinx, sorry. Jace appears after missing for months and is very clearly traumatized and finds Victor, goes hunting for Victor. In this episode, we start off with Echo. It seems that Echo has been transported to a parallel universe. And in this parallel universe, it seems like something happened in the past. This is an idealized version of Piltover and Zahn. A lot of people who died in season 1 are still alive. Everyone's happy and friendly. Zahn and Piltover are on excellent terms. Zahn is no longer this pit where they dump all their waste. It's clean, it's bright, it's airy. The people are on good terms with the city guards. Silco is alive. He's not a member of the criminal underworld anymore. He and Xander are friends again. Xander or Vander, whatever. He and Vander are friends again. Powder never became Jinx. She is still Powder. She is a bright, happy, cheerful, well-rounded, energetic, inventive young girl. She kind of has a little bit of a crush on Echo, or at least this universe's Echo. He is very confused. He eventually bumps into Heimerdinger, who has also been in this parallel universe, but he was sent further back in time. So he's been here for like 3 or 4 years, I think. He says how many days he's been there. I'm not sure. I don't remember the exact count, but I think it's like 3 or 4 years. He's been here waiting for Echo to show up, waiting to see if he would show up. And as much as this place seems awesome, Echo thinks he has to get back to his own reality, his own time frame. And so he and Heimerdinger work on that. In the meantime, we find out what Jace has been up to. He was sent to a different parallel universe where things went horribly wrong. He was flung into the future, and he sees the worst of what will happen if Hextech continues, primarily the Hex Core, and the city is devastated. And he is just trying to survive and find out what happened. Echo has some trauma in trying to sort out his memories and figure out what's going on. Jace's experience is much, much different. He's in an abandoned, shattered city where the citizens of Piltover and Zahn have been killed. They are basically like ash echoes. The people were transformed into hollow shells. And, so you kind of figure out what's going on, or at least this is Jace's backstory about why he was so haggard and on edge and unhinged when he reappeared from, wherever the Hex Cord sent him. So this is another filler episode, kind of like the last one, but it fills in it fills in what happened to Jace, why he's the way he is, and what Echo and Heimerdinger have been up to. Jace's experiences in the post-apocalyptic Piltover and Zahn are kind of freaky and kind of harrowing, kind of disturbing. Whereas Echo is clearly torn. It starts off with him not knowing what's going on. When he encounters Heimerdinger and Heimerdinger explains what's happened, kind of where they are, that we're in a parallel universe or an alternate universe where, Hextech was never invented. And it looks like one of the triggering events that led to things getting better was the robbery that the younger kids did in the first episode. That played out differently And because of, and it seems that seems like the trigger moment, um, for at least for this idealized parallel universe. Things, that was the point where the stories diverged, because up until that point everything was way, everyone, where Echo remembers it, it's everything that happened past that point where things are different. This was a slower episode, even with the kind of freaky stuff that happens with Jace. And I did like it a lot. You know, Jace desperately trying to find a way back to try and fix things, and Echo being torn between this awesome place he could live and be happy, and everyone he knows and is friends with are still alive and happy. This is a paradise. It's not perfect. There are some things that happen that are different, and I'm not going to tell you what they are because I hate spoilers. But he really feels that he should go back, because if he doesn't, I'm not sure exactly. I mean, he feels responsible, but he also feels very drawn to this universe, this timeline. But he's also living in someone else's. He's living in someone else's place, and he just feels like he has to get back, in spite of what he has to sacrifice and give up for it. And he is sacrificing quite a bit. His mentor, I don't remember his name, but in the first season, a guy who, the guy who was mentoring him, who ran the junk shop that he was working at as a kid, and he dies in the first season. And to have him alive again, to have Vander alive again and healthy and whole, and everyone else, all back together again, that's a lot to give up. And I know that if I was in the same place, I don't know if I could do it. If I could go back in time and all the people that I've lost were still, happy and healthy and alive, that's a tough thing to give up. And I don't know if I'd be strong enough to do it in his place. Maybe, if only because I know that the people I left behind in this universe, wouldn't have me anymore. Honestly, I think that's the only thing that would bring me back, is the people that are still here. Anywho, I've gotten maudlin again. The season continues to be good. Some episodes are stronger than others. I think it's hard to say. I'm not sure how I'd rate this episode in the greater span of things. There's only a couple episodes left, and I had to get this recorded so I could watch the other episodes. But yeah, this is a solid A. I really would say that. I'm still so impressed with the writers, and obviously the art and the animation. I can't wait to see what these guys do next. Anyway, that's it for now. As always, thanks for watching. As always, my stuff is crap. And until next time, good hunting.